Yeah. So, hello everyone. It's a pleasure to have you all here, and it's going to be a very insightful session. And I would like to take this wonderful opportunity to welcome Mr. Nishanshu Digarsey. Mr. Nishanshu Digarsey is an alumni of DIYguru, and he has graduated from Oriental Institute of Science and Technology. Mr. Digarsey has 3 years of extensive corporate experience, and I'm pleased to inform you all that he is presently working in the e-mobility industry, and he is the product specialist electric vehicle at a very reputed organization, that is Tata Motors in Bangalore. So before this session proceeds, I would like to share that our audience can ask their questions in the comment box, and we will later address them one by one. And in view of the time constraints, we might address it after the session. So now I would like to ask Mr. Digarsey to share his experience and insights of his successful start to a bright career. Mr. Digarsey, over to you.
Thank you, Monera, for this opportunity, and I am very much thankful to DIY as well for providing me this opportunity to interact with the EV enthusiasts or the people who really would like to make their career in this field. And so, for you guys, I have prepared some slide as I was asked by the DIY team to guide you people about how to make a career in this sector. And I would also like to share my journey, my experience, how I cracked this opportunity and entered into the space of electric vehicle. So I will be sharing my screen.
Ms. Nishanshu, go ahead.
Yeah. Is the screen is visible?
Yeah, Nishanshu, it's visible.
Slide is
You would
visible?
like to do it on a, yeah, just switch it that to the presentation mode.
Yeah, switching. So guys, this is a webinar that I wanted to take as from the request by the DIY. So as we know that many of the people face currently situation related to entering into the corporate world, though they are skilled, though they are having certain skills, certain expertise, but they are not able to crack into the world of corporates. So to tackle this problem, I wanted to present you my experience, how I faced this challenge, and how I came up with a solution. And I think after sharing this, if you guys also apply this in your life, you will also find some changes, and you can also enter into the space of corporate world. It doesn't matter whether you want to come into EV segment or any other segment. This presentation will help you to find your dream career and how to crack it. So this is a presentation by Nishanshu Digarsey. So first of all, let me just share you my journey, and I call it a connecting the dots theory, because the thing is, if you find like whatever you have achieved till now is a byproduct of whatever you have done in your past. So I find this theory very relevant in my experience as well. So I want to begin with my college, like how I started my college. Since I was an physics enthusiast, so I went for engineering as my graduation. So I opted for mechanical engineering. So in India, we are basically more focused on theory part of an engineering, but the thing is, engineering is all about practicals. So what I focused during my engineering days was on more on projects, less on academics, more on practical things. Whenever I tried doing some more practical things, I tried to find I wanted to connect it with the theory parts. So because of this, I find that I was doing well in both my academics as well as projects. So some of the projects that I did was related to quad talk, that is an off-roading vehicle. I related to some international go-kart events also I did. So when you do some kind of event, some kind of practical things in your initial career only, you get to learn much and much things which are required for a corporate world, like team working, like how to make your network, how to work on things by your own, how to come up with the solutions of the challenges. So I really find whatever I have learned during my engineering was a part of my learning for the corporate world. So when I ended up my engineering, I got an opportunity to work with some corporates. But yes, whenever you have some opportunities in your hand, you need to select the right opportunity, which will really find a relation with your passion, right? If you have any opportunity and you go after it without finding the similarity between your characteristics and that particular job, you will end up into a job which don't satisfy your inner soul. So for that, you need to connect and find the right job. So I was offered some job from Adani Thermal Power Plant. I was offered job from many other corporates as well, but I wanted to enter into the world of automobiles. So I opted for a job which was less paying job, but yes, it was a job which offered me high learning. So I entered into a job right after my placement from the college in Pune, where I learned several skills like how the manufacturing work, how the quality works, how the procurement works, how the technical sales works, how the logistic works, how new market creation of different industries happen, how the product technology are made, and how we can create new product based on the customer's demand. So this is one of the factor you need to realize when you are in a new age, or when you are in a younger age, that don't go for a high paying job first go for a high learning job, where you can get high learning for a short period of time, because this will help you to leverage in upcoming years. So after completing my 2 years job in Pune, it was in an MNC, which was into the world in the world of construction machinery, commercial vehicles, which involved electric bus project. About the name of the company I cannot disclose right now. So this really helped me to forge my entire mindset related to the world of corporates, to the world of how EV ecosystem is going to take place, how the projects are executed, how the things are developed inside the OEMs, right? So this was a benchmark which helped me to reach to my dream company, which is Tata Motors. So when I had some kind of experience, I had some kind of on hand experience of working with corporate, working on the technology I love working, that is electric vehicle. So I was able to target my dream company, which was also coming into the same segment. So whenever we want to go for an opportunity, don't just go for an opportunity whichever comes to you. Target a company, target a sector which you want to work with, target the people with whom you want to work with, and accordingly plan your career, right? So I call it aligning for the job career. So I have mentioned here, like whenever you want to go for your career, you need to align your entire thought process. For that, you need to first believe that everything that you have done in the past will connect in the future. That is connecting the dots theory, finding the passion which you like the most, and then you have to work in the same segment. Doesn't matter you want to work in the field of music, doesn't matter if you want to work in the field of corporates or any other fields. Then whatever is your passion, just analyze about those industry, how it is growing, and what is the demand of that industry. Then you need to skill up yourself according to that particular industry, so that you will become a desirable candidate whenever any job opportunity comes. So this is one of the things you need to do. Forming the right network. So yes, it is something which is not told to us during the start of our career, during in our school time, during our college time, but it is something very important. You need to build your network. The network can be your friends, your relatives, your corporate job people. With them you can have discussion on certain topics, you can acquire certain knowledge from them. This will really help you to gain some information about the sectors in very fast way, which is not available on any other domain. So use your network as your skill development program. This is one of the best thing you can do. Apart from that, whenever you have a right platform, you have a right skill, you know where to go, which company to target, which sector to target, then you need to reach out to the right people who can offer you a job. For that, you need a right presence on the right platform. Platform maybe a LinkedIn, LinkedIn, maybe Hirect, maybe Naukri or any other platform. But you need to know how to use those platforms in a best possible way, because there are multiple peoples on those platforms also. But you need to stand out on those audience as well, so that whenever the opportunity comes, you will be the best suitable candidate for that particular opportunity, and you will be the given the first preference. Apart from that, whenever you are on the platform, you need to stick to the right track. Like if there is an opportunity for a particular sector you are targeting, you should stick to that particular sector only. You should not dwell into other sector where the opportunity is open, so that if you do hopping from one sector to another sector, you will end up in a wrong job. So you need to stick to the same sector which you love and in which you wanted to work. Yes, it will require some time, but you need to wait. And once you wait for the right time, the right opportunity comes to you. Also, sometimes you need to have some flexibility of approach. Like sometimes it may be that opportunity will come, but they will ask you to come to their location for an interview or any other thing. So you need to be flexible, that whenever the opportunity comes, whatever is their requirement, you are ready to fulfill that, so that you can grab the opportunity. And yes, last point is working with the consistency. Everywhere, if you want to have a high success rate, you need to have some particular consistency. Without stopping, you need to consistently work on your thing. It will help you to grow day by day, and it will make you the right person for right task. So whenever you do all these kind of things, you will get the desired effect. It's all about connecting the dots. So now, as I have told you, connecting the dots, now moving to the targeting the jobs, right? As I have already mentioned, like most of us usually have the skills. If we don't have the skill, we have the platform like DIY Guru and other platforms which really help us to skill up based on the opportunity and the trends in the market. But sometimes we also require the right approach to crack the job. Yes, platforms are helping us to reach out to the companies, but if we find our best suitable job from our side, it will be the job which we really love, right? So we need to target the job. For that, we need to first understand our journey, whatever our journey was, and how we are going to proceed further. Second thing, we need to introspect what is our ability, what is our strength, and what is our weaknesses. We need to be honest with ourselves, like what is our strength and what is our weakness. Once we assess ourselves, it makes it very easier to further plan the things, what we needs to be added in our skill set and character set, so that we can correct the things. Then comes the real part. The part is called preparing the plan. So here are 5-step method which will help you to actually target your company which you want to end up, and also to get a job into it at a salary price which you really want to enjoy. So the plan is called using the drill down approach, right? We need to set some targets for ourselves. After Once we analyze those targets, we have fixed those targets, it will become very easy to enter into any of the company. First is target locking. The step one is called target locking. We need to target which sector of choice we want to end up working for. Some people want to end up working for EV. Some people will want to end up working for renewable. Some will want to end up working with ML, machine learning, AI, IoT, data analytics, many other things, right? So there are multiple sectors, but we need to choose the sector of our choice where we want to end up working. Once we have selected the sector of choice, then we should move to the department of choice. In that particular sector, in which department we should work, or in which department I am very much interested to work for. So that thing comes the second part, like whether I want to work for R&D, whether I want to work for product planning, whether I work for designing, whether I want to work for production, technical sales, quality engineering. Once we close these two things, like which is the right sector for me, which is the right department in that sector for me, then comes the third part, the real part. Like now, which company I want to work for. There are almost more than 500 companies around the world. So now comes the real part, which is my dream company, which is the company I want to work for. So here comes, like some want to work for Apple, some want to work for Microsoft, some will want to work for Tesla, Tata, Mahindra, Wemo, Motional, Triton. Doesn't matter. If you freeze all these 3 points like sector of choice, department of choice, and company of choice, things becomes very clear. Now you are very much clear which sector you want to go, which department you want to go, and which company you want to go. You have a plan. So planning, initiation of planning is very much important. Once you have all the clarity, now you can move to preparing for the opportunity. So once you know that all these three sectors is fixed, now you have to skill up yourself according to that particular company, that particular department, and that particular sector. So for that, you may require some skills, you may require some certifications, you may require some more study. So according to that, you have to select your certifications, your skills, and the sectors, what all things you need to skill up. Once you do all those things, you have a certification, you have a plan ready, you have a company ready, you have a department ready, you have a sector ready. Now coming the second part, preparing a resume for your target. So now you have to prepare a draft resume based on your skills, based on your previous work, based on upon your company of choice, based on upon your sector of choice, how you are best suitable for that particular sector. It should be reflected in your resume. So once if these things are reflected in your resume, your resume becomes more and more effective whenever it reaches to that particular organization. Up to here, you are ready with your company, you are ready with your skills and your resume. Now coming to the third part, it is called hunting for the opportunity. In India, basically we don't hunt for the opportunity. Here we have a concept of called waiting for the opportunity. Once we have done our graduation, once we have done our job, we basically wait for the opportunity to come. We don't hunt for the opportunity. That is biggest mistake we do. Or if any opportunity comes, we end up accepting it, then later regretting why I have selected this company. I didn't want to work for this company. So the best thing is to hunt for the opportunity. For hunting for the opportunity, I have already told you we need some kind of platforms which are there already, like LinkedIn, Naukri, Hirect, which connect us with the corporate world, right? But there is also a crowd. There is a lot of crowd in that particular domain also. So we need to optimize our profiles, which are there on LinkedIn, which are there on Naukri, so that whenever a recruiter filter whenever a recruiter filter for a particular job with a particular skill set, we fall in that category at the very first or at the very top, so that they will reach up to us very easily. So this is one of the thing we need to do, adding the right people from the right sector of interest and desired company. So whenever we are on a platform like LinkedIn and Naukri, what we have to do, we have to follow those companies which are of our sector of interest, which and we need to follow the people who work in our field of interest. So because of that, you form a network on these platforms of people who are equally interested on the same thing which you are, so that whatever the information sharing happen in that network, it is also remains relevant for you. Also, you forms a network with the people who are in the same sector, so you can ask them for any opportunity, you can ask them for any guidance, you can ask them for any knowledge, right? So this makes things very easier, and this also makes you to remain updated about the sector. What is the company's next move in the same sector, different companies next move, and who all people are there in the those particular company. Let's say some who all are working in Tata Motors, who all are working in Mahindra, who all are working in Tesla, who all are working in Motional, right? We will come to know, and we are already in touch with those people from our dream companies. So it increases our chances of entering into those companies. There's also one more thing, like how to use the search bar, right? Sometimes we search for the jobs on those platforms, but we don't know how to search, how to filter those things, how to filter our use case, like where we want to work. We need to filter all those things, like what should be our location of choice, what should be our sector of choice, what kind of companies we want to work with. All things needs to be optimized in those kind of platforms like LinkedIn and Naukri. Also, we need to regularly visit on LinkedIn and Naukri so that our profile remains active. We should not keep it updated and then leave it waiting for the opportunity. No, you should keep it alive. You should keep it interactive with the people. So the more the activity, the more you will be promoted by the platform. sometimes if you find any opportunity, you should reply on the opportunity on the post with your message tagging the particular person who have posted, and giving your dropping your email id. Or sometimes you can reach out to the people directly in the message section. You can write a short 30-word custom message where you can write that you are how you and they are also share the same passion, and how you are best person to enter in their organization, how they can recommend you in their organization. So you need to search the similarity, and based on that you can interact with any people, and they will really help you, because it has really helped me to crack my job. That is one of the thing I want to share. Now here are some of the screenshots of my profile on LinkedIn. So you can see the profile, like what is the home page of the profile. I have put in my profile picture, which is very clear, and which have a corporate like appeal. Apart from that, the wallpaper, the background paper is also something which relates to my field of work. Like I was there working for a construction machine segment and commercial vehicle segment and EV. So I have used that particular background. So whenever a particular recruiter reaches to my profile, they will come to know directly, but just by gazing at my profile, that this person work into that thing, this segment. Apart from that, you need to keep your profile completely filled. Each and every data should be filled accordingly. The featured section of the LinkedIn profile should be attached with the document of your resume, any certifications, any events that you have done. All those information should be available there in the same platform. So whenever someone comes to your platform looking for your skill set, they will come to know each and everything about you. So they will prefer you as a candidate while going for recruitment. So what kind of connection you should form on LinkedIn? So basically, LinkedIn is not an Instagram. It is not any other social media platform. It is a corporate platform. So we should treat it like the same. We should form the connection with the right people who are really the real corporate people. And because if we connect with those people, the algorithm of LinkedIn will suggest the same kind of people only. If you follow the CEOs, if you follow the CFOs, if you follow the rank one people of the companies, the LinkedIn will also suggest the rank one people of the industries, and they will become a part of your network if they accept your request. So try targeting people who are in power, who have a decision making power, and who can help you to reach or to enter into a particular industry. So you have to form a right connection with the right people, and you have to follow some right companies on the LinkedIn as well. So because of that, you will come to know what all those companies are doing, the companies of your choice, what are their activities, what are their new deals they are doing. How based on that you can you can ask for opportunity to work there in that particular company. So you need to completely prepared for this particular thing. So this is how you should use this particular platform of LinkedIn. Apart from that, there is one more platform called Naukri.com. So Naukri.com, it is very simple and easy, and people used to get more and more uh, call ups from the Naukri. The reason is the only requirement for a Naukri.com is 100% profile completion. Whenever you make a profile on Naukri, you should prepare it 100%. You should feed all the data there. Once your the profile is 100% effective, it will by default give you a preference. And but the only thing you need to do is to regularly keep on logging in the naukri.com in every 3 to 4 days of time, so it will behave you as an active user. So Naukri is very easy place where you can optimize and find more and more opportunities. So once you have done all of those things, now coming for the let, because if you do all those things, finally you will get a call from any of the companies, because you are visible to most of the people, and you are interacting with the most of the people who are already there in the industries. So you will by definitely you will get a call within 2 to 3 months from any of the desired company. Then comes the part for preparing an interview. So whenever we receive an opportunity, so we need to prepare for the particular interview as well, right? So for that, we need to first understand what are the goals, vision, current plan and future plan of the companies, because whenever we are entering into that company, we need to find what is the similarity between our character and the company's vision, goal, and the way they are working. Once you find that similarity, you will be able to answer the questions very, very well. So you need to learn about what is the goal, what is the vision, what is the current plans, and what is the future plan of the company. Then, then comes the second part. What is the products and the service into which company works? So you need to you need to search like what is the product and the service of the company, and you need to have some insight about those products. So whenever they ask you in the interview, do you know about the product? You can confidently say, yes, sir, we know about this product and this is how it works. So apart from that, some other insight you should know is the what is the competitor of that particular company to which you are going for an interview, or any other technology which they are working on. Those things you need to yourself to be prepared with. All other thing like some domain related interview questions will also be there. So for that also you have to be prepared. Letting sometimes what happens, uh, whenever you go for a interview, you already know who is going to interview you, who is going to be the interviewer, right? So whenever you get any call from an HR, just ask them, sir, who is going to interview me? Can you give me the name of that particular person and what is the designation of that particular person? If they tell you, try searching about that particular person, like who is that person, what is his background, like how what is his position. Based on that you can analyze the person who is going to interview you, how is his mindset, so that when you answer his interview answers, questions answer, you will be able to give the right answer which will impress him. This will increase your chances of entering into the world of that particular corporate entity. Some other questions you will find which are some very basic questions which are usually asked in the interviews by the interviewer. You need to prepare according to that. So this is how you should prepare for an interview. And one more mistake that people usually do is after an interview, they are not in touch with the company people and they feel like they have lost the opportunity, or they are not, the company is not interested in them. That's why the company is not replying them. But it is not there. Every corporate people are busy in their work. After interview, HR may be engaged with any other interview so that they won't get any time to reply you back whether you are selected or you are not selected. So you need to finally do some closure. Like you need to follow up. So what happens whenever the interview ends? After that, you either they will tell you about like whether you are selected or not after a few days, or you can give a reply call if you have the number, or if you have a mail, you can give a reply mail after 3 4 days of the interview asking for when I can expect the result of this particular interview. If they say you to wait for some time, you can wait for some time. If they even don't reply, then you after some more tenure or more duration of 1 week, you can again reach out to them asking for the result. So if you are selected, they will tell you on right time so that you can prepare for the further things. If you are not selected, well and good, you can prepare for the next opportunity. Suppose you got selected, then what? So after selection comes the salary negotiation. Yes, if you are entering into the world of corporates, you need to know how to negotiate salary. Because if you want to work in a corporate and you want to have a happy life, you need to know the negotiation, what should be your right salary. For an fresher, I would recommend, as per the market standard, you should go for the salary. You should not ask for the more salary because you are a fresher. And if you go for asking more salary, you will lose the opportunity. Rather than you can ask for a market standard salary or salary based on your skill set, capabilities, which justify your capability. Else, whatever is offered by the company, it is good to go for. For an experienced person, so the salary should be based on your experience. You can negotiate based on the market you are. If you are switching the market trend, based on the market trend, you can ask for the salary hike. And based on your network or any other market scenario, you can ask for a particular salary and you can negotiate your salary. Once you negotiate your salary, everything is closed and you are entered into the particular world of corporates. So till now, it was related to how to hack and crack the job. Is there any other question?
Anyone with the questions can unmute their mics and go ahead, or can even drop their messages in the chat box.
Yeah, Munira, we will wait for 30 seconds
Yeah,
so that if
definitely.
someone has any question, they can ask. Guys, am I audible?
Yeah, Nishanshu, you are pretty much audible, and thank you, Nishanshu. You have shared everything extensively and quite precisely. Let's see if our audience has some queries. So, guys, if you have any questions or queries, you may like to unmute your mics and ask, or you can simply ask in the chat. And in case you don't have something coming up right now, so you can even mail your queries to us at support@diyguru.org, and we will then revert back accordingly. Sounds good,
Do
Nishanshu?
Yeah, yeah. Do one more thing. Just drop that mail ID in the chat so everyone will have access to it.
Yeah, yeah, I'm dropping that. Then let's see the chat.
So
Okay.
now we can move to the next slide.
Yeah, definitely. We can go ahead.
Yeah. So I would like to just throw some small light on the EV sector, like how the electric vehicle world is going on and how this sector is growing and what is its outlook for the near term future. Because electric vehicle is one of the emerging technologies. It is related to the automobile world and it is the next step in terms of mobility. Currently, most of the cars are either dependent on the gasoline or they are a hybrid vehicle. But the traction for the world of EVs is now gaining momentum. The concept of EV is nothing new. EVs was there in 1900s as well, but due to because of development and due to because of findings of oil reserves, the petrol and diesel cars gain more momentum and the battery vehicles dropped and declined. Now, after 1 century, again the EVs are gaining its own light and they are coming again with the bang. So, if you see in India, the compound annual growth rate for this sector is more than 40%. That means this sector is growing more than any other sector. If you find like the world of renewables and the world of EVs and the other future technology like IoT, telematics, AI, these all future age industries are going with at a very high rate. And here also in EV it is growing at a more than 40% compound annual growth rate. This scenario is not just in India but all the countries across the world. Apart from that, if you see the support the government is providing and the Niti Ayog's work which they are doing in this field of an EV, it is truly remarkable and it is something which we all wanted to see if we want to see this sector grow. So they are giving a really great push to this sector. We have seen in last few years, like last 1 or 2 years, we have seen new corporate players entering into the this particular sector, entering into India also by providing their services and their product to the Indian market. This really shows how promising an Indian EV market is. And based on that, since the new corporates have came into this field, new job creation is happening, new industries are setting up and new skill development is required. So so because of this, it really helps. If you have a right skill, it will really help you to get a job because jobs are coming and we need to skill up. Big tie-ups and aspirational plans we have seen from last 1 year related to this particular segment, which was given by different big players, be it Reliance, be it Tata, be it Adani or any other companies. They all want to eat some of the part of this particular pie, right? So everything is going in the favor of this EV ecosystem. There are some possibilities, not just possibilities, it is actually happening. Like there are some emergence of new technologies which we have seen in past few years because of the EV, and that will really help the EV industry to grow into the next phase. We can say this is the time where industries are not just related to core, like industry which are into metals, they are not just limited to metal. Industry which are into software, those are not just limited to software. Industries which are into chemical, those are not related to chemical only. Now every world is converging into each other. Every industries are intersecting with each other. Like you can see, the world of EV brings the software world, the semiconductor world, the chemical world, the metal world, the mining world, everything together into one. So the with the onset of this EV industry, India is poised to grow at a very high rate with the increased GDP as well, because we are going to do more and more things indigenously domestically in India. So it will really help to grow the GDP as well. So we have seen some emergence and some momentum in the field of battery technologies, how lithium ion technology is worked around, how sodium metal technology is going around, how any other companies are working on different battery technology. Apart from that, charging infra technology. Yes, if you want to go for an EV, we need an infrastructure which can charge those EVs and which can take the burden of all those EVs which are there on road. So there are many companies like Tata Power is there, Xeon is there, Electrify is there, any other state electric boards are also there who are working closely to develop this infrastructure. So with the onset of infrastructure, the growth and the sales of the EVs are also going up, and we are seeing more and more EVs on road. Coming to the third point, the world of autonomous vehicle. Right? Yes, we are currently into the world where we are entering into the world of EV, but autonomous vehicle is a next level. It is a level which comes after EV, because EVs, we are not just making EVs, we are making smart vehicles which have some smart features, which have some connective solutions, and the next phase which will come in those connective features are the world of autonomous vehicle. So we need to understand this, how the entire thing is going in which direction. Then also the integration of telematics, like everything is connected with each other, internet of things, all these things are making this particular ecosystem very strong. Coming to the next point, like we need to understand what all those companies are involved. So I have pointed out very few company over here. There are more than 200 companies you will find in India working on things related to EV, but I just mentioned few of them so that other companies you can find, and it will be an activity for you, because if you do those particular activity and if you follow whatever things I have told you during this webinar, you will end up into the right opportunity with the right offer in your hand. In the world of four wheelers, you will find presence of companies like Tata Motors, Mahindra, Morris Garage, Hyundai, Triton, JBM, Ashok Leyland, Praveg, and many more. In world of two wheelers, companies like Ola, Simple Energy, Pure EV, TVS, Gogoro, Hero Electrics, these are the companies which are making their mark. In three wheelers electric, Omega Psyche, Piaggio, Mahindra Electric, and many more are going to come up. And this ecosystem is growing very fast. So you need to, I have given you some names. You can either target these companies or you can either target any other companies which you find is suitable for you. So that's why you need to make a particular list, like which all things you need to target. Coming to the infrastructure charging, some companies who are working in this field are Tata Power, Xeon, Electrify, ABB, EVRE, and many more. Apart from that, to support all this segment like four wheeler, two wheeler, three wheeler, and charging infra, there are some many ancillaries companies which act as a supplier to these companies. Those companies are VGuard, Siemens, Exide, ABB, Minda Industries. So these all companies are working to strengthen this ecosystem, and I really believe this is one of the best segment to enter, one of the best sector to enter, since it is something new. And I will really encourage everyone to follow all the things which I have told you, because it will really help you to enter into this segment, because we all are skilled, but the only thing we need is the right strategy to hack into the corporate world. which I have given you tonight or today. So I hope this will really help you. So with this, we have come to the end of the presentation.
Yeah, Nishanshu, I think there are some couple of questions in the chat.
Okay.
Let's have a look on it.
Okay.
Nishanshu, are you able to see, or shall I state it here?
Let me just enter into the chat. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay. So there is one question by Aditya Dadgal. He asked, "Can you please share in short how was your DIY Guru to Tata experience? How was your first interview? Where can I apply as a fresher when you have completed your nano degree program in DIY?" So to answer the first question, experience from DIY to Tata company. So basically, DIY helped me as for the skill development which I needed related to EV. I was always working on EV in my previous company as well. I was working in electric bus project, so I had the information, but the only thing I required from DIY was a network, which I tell that the network of people who are equally interested in the same industry, and some of the gaps which was there in my information. So DIY really helped to fill those gaps, which was related to BMS, battery management system. So because that was something I really wanted to learn, and a course from DIY has really helped me there. And using that experience in my interview, I was able to crack it. Though my working right now is not on BMS, it is related to entire product, but yes, it has really helped me into the entering into the uh, Tata Motors. How was your first interview? So my first interview was not in Tata Motors. It was in a different company, and particularly it was very since I was completed my engineering, so it was very simple. It was not technical. It was just based on the practical, which I know about the things. So that's why I encourage people, like if you do more practical, so your chances of entering into any particular company increases, because there are a lot of people who are just mugging up things, and they are not that much good when it comes to actually implementing things. So if you have any practical experience, and if someone asks in an interview, you can use that experience. You can tell them, I have this particular practical experience which I have done, and they will really find it impressing, and they will select you. When you have completed your nano degree in DIY? So I completed in the year of 2000, 2019, I guess. When the first COVID wave came, so at that time I opted for the nano degree program in DIY. Then second question is from Ruchi. I once appeared in an interview and asked the HR about the selection by call. She said she will keep me updated if there are any more round, but I didn't hear back even after dropping a mail. In the situation, should I assume? Okay. So Ruchi asked that she faced an interview, and the HR didn't reply back, and she also did the follow up calls and the mail also, but she didn't receive any reply. So should she assume that she is rejected? So I just want to tell you, you can do follow ups till 1 month, because in most of the corporates what happens, there are a lot of opportunities coming up and HRs are busy. Sometimes they do all the things in the background, but they are not able to tell you. So you can do follow-ups via mail, via call, till 1 month. It's healthy. Till 1 month it's healthy. Apart from that, whenever if you are in touch with any people, ask for two contacts, right? One for the HR and one for any other HR colleagues. So that if the HR is not responding, you can give a call to the HR colleague and ask for the status. So by this, you will be in touch with them and you can get an result or any answer from them. So it doesn't mean that you are rejected, but yes, it totally depend upon how the HR works, because person to person also things changes. Then there is a Vishal. He's asking, share your experience as a technical sales engineer. So technical sales is a field which is the, as I say, now the field is like converging. It requires both product knowledge and sales knowledge. Plus, it requires the knowledge of market and how it is growing, and it requires your network. So technical sales here, it totally depends upon what is your product. If you are in a technical sales and if you have a product, let's say a ball bearing or a mobile phone, right? If you are a technical salesperson who is selling a mobile phone, that I don't find it a job which is exciting. But if you are a technical salesperson whose product is like you are selling big cars, or based on technical things, or you are selling engines to OEMs, like you are selling heavy engines to Sany, you are selling heavy engines to JBM, to Tata Motors, to Ashok Leyland for their next product line. So there you need to crack a deal, and the deal may take place time to close. It may take time of 3 months, 6 months. Sometimes it may take a complete year to close one single deal. So technical sales is very promising thing, very very promising thing. But only you need to understand one thing: you need to have a right product. When I was offered the role of technical salesperson, I first looked after what is the product, and the product was heavy engines for excavator, grader, for BS6 buses, 12-meter buses, 9-meter buses, electric bus drivetrain. So when the product is good, the technical sales engineering profile becomes very exciting. And then there is a question for Ivan. Thanks for sharing your experience. I have a question of should we apply for startups with less pay but more learning, or should we wait for the companies with high pay but less learning, as the CV is in growing stage to startup are coming and who don't have much salary to offer but learning will be extensive. Uh, So for that, this question which is asked by Evan, he asked like whether it is right time to enter into the world of startups and learn about EV rather than going for a big companies and learning about an EV. But startups gives less salary and companies have comparatively more salary. So again, whenever you are searching for any startup or whenever you are comparing it with any company, you need to find out what you are comparing. Like if you are going in a startup, what all things you are going to learn there, and if you are going in a company, what all things they are going to teach you. Based on that, you should decide where you will get more learning. If you are in a new age, right? If you are in an age group of, let's say, 22 to 26, you can go for a job which will give more learning. But if you are more than 26 or 20, about 26, you should go definitely go for a job which will give you enough pay as well. Because at the end of the day, if you are learning more and you are not able to have good what you can say good living, or you are not able to bring all the resources for your family, or you don't have any much time to switch all those things, then the salary becomes a major factor, right? So if you are sometimes what happens if a people is 27 years of age and he enter in a world of startup at a salary of 18,000 or 19,000, after some time he will become very demoral, and he won't like even working because of the pressure, and he also feel demotivated because of the low pay. So if you are in a young age, you can take that risk. If you are like if you are who need some money to thrive, so you should go for company. You should not think about startups.
I think Nishanshu, we
Then,
have one last question.
okay, this Hisham, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. In his career transition possible to EV industry, his career transition like someone currently working in entirely different industry which doesn't have any dependency with with EV. Does company accept application from these people because of their neither experienced one nor a fresh graduate? So, so there is a question from Hisam. He asked that if someone is not working in the field of EV industry, he is entirely working in different industry, and he want to enter into the world of EV, and can he enter, and how possible it is for him to get accepted by the people who are in this particular industry. So there are two three ways you can do see this. Like from the world of startups, if you see, if you are interested and if you are willing to work at a low pay grade and you are very passionate about these things, startups totally understand this point and they can give you the opportunity to work with them, right? When it comes to companies, yes, companies sees the back records, like have you done any work in this particular segment. If you have not done, they won't give you a preference. In that thing, it comes like you have to either do any certification or you have to be in touch with people who are working in that particular industry. That's why I told you during my presentation also, you need to have your network. Sometimes network is very much important, the people who can recommend you for a particular job. So this is also in one of the way how you can enter into that particular space, either by doing any specialization, any certification, or either by forming a network, through that network and to entering into this space. So this is how you can do it. It doesn't matter whether you are experienced or a fresher. Then there is a question from Ruchi. Once you are selected for a job, is any kind of training provided or straight away the task are assigned? So it totally depends between company to company, right? Some company have a philosophy of training their candidate for 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, but some company right away throw them into the work, and they treat them their like your work is only your training, right? So both kind of things are available in the industries. So it totally depend upon company to company which practice they do. There is a question from Viren. Hello, sir. Which one domain is most growing and popular in EV? Here, there we can go with it for job preference as per your perception. So in EV also there are multiple domains. There is domain like battery related to battery. There is a domain related to battery management system called BMS. Domains related to like software part of it, like on which KPIT works, right? Providing the software solution for EVs for connectivity. So as of now, if you see, the most growth will come into the battery thing. The battery technology is going to see the most changes because it is currently we are all working on lithium ion batteries, but we all know lithium ion batteries are not only the solutions. So there are many startups or many companies who are working on other solutions also. So the world of battery and the world of BMS is going to see some good changes, and it is going to be one of the fastest changing industry in EV.
I think all the questions are up, right, Nishanshu?
Yeah, all the questions we have taken all the questions.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I can ask, I will ask people to, they can also follow me on LinkedIn and Instagram, which I am dropping my name in the chat, so that we
Yeah.
can be in touch and in near future also, because as I say, we need to form a network, and you guys
Yeah.
also are part of my network because you are the enthusiast who want to work for this particular industry. So we can be in touch with each other so that we can bring more and more resources to each other.
Yeah, and
So
I
I'm
believe
sorry.
it's a great, yeah, it's a great opportunity for the students and the EV enthusiasts out here as well. Because since you have also mentioned the importance of networking, so here is a chance You can follow him on LinkedIn. You can connect with him on LinkedIn. And yeah, Nishanshu.
Yes, and also thanks for providing me this opportunity. I know the Abhinav is not there, but thanks for providing me this particular opportunity, and it was a good experience.
Yeah, definitely. And even we would like to say thank you, Nishanshu. It was indeed a very insightful session. And I'm sure all our audience must have gained some really enriching insights. And you have beautifully illustrated the importance of practical learning, industrial exposure, networking, and industry knowledge. And in case of more queries, one can drop their queries at the given mail address in the chat, right?
Right.
And yeah, so with this, we are now wrapping the session up. And I would like to thank everyone to be an amazing audience. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. So, hello everyone, this is Puneet. Uh, so, this session ends here. You all may leave. And for the projects, please get in touch with your mentors as the deadline is approaching. So, get in touch with your mentors